Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Tenement Museum Gala. I'm Kevin Jennings. I'm president of the museum. Thank you. We've just heard a parade, a bipartisan parade of presidents, beautifully and eloquently extol the value of immigrants and immigration to our nation. But the story's not quite as simple as the video you've just seen would suggest. There's a darker side to our history as well. Our leaders have not always been so welcoming to newcomers, and sometimes they've made comments like these. Those who come are generally of the most ignorant, stupid sort of their own nation. They come in droves, and they will soon so outnumber us that we will not be able to preserve our language, and even our government will become precarious. Now, you may wonder who engaged in such frankly xenophobic commentary, and who were these immigrants that were so frightening to them. You may think that I pulled these off of someone's Twitter feed just this morning. But the fact of the matter is, these comments were written in 1751 by Benjamin Franklin in response to the influx of German Protestant immigrants to the colony of Pennsylvania. It's a little disturbing to think that anti-immigrant prejudice dates back before the founding of our republic, and that one of our most revered founding fathers engaged in such naked and ugly bigotry. But the fact of the matter is, anti-immigrant bigotry permeates our history. When the Irish fled the potato famine in the 1840s, they encountered in America where there was such hostility that clauses like "no Irish need apply" were found in want ads routinely. When the Chinese came here in the 1860s to build our transcontinental railroads, they encountered such virulent racism that in 1882, Congress passed the Chinese Exclusion Act, which banned the entry of Chinese to our country, which remained on the books until 1965. When the Italians came at the turn of the last century, they were depicted in cartoons as rats, as you can see in this cartoon on the screen now. And they were banned de facto from entry in the 1924 National Origins Act, an act that would remain on the books for half a century. Like their Chinese counterparts, when the Japanese arrived, they encountered naked racist reactions that were so violent that it led to their internment during World War II. Land of the free? Not always. The British politician Tony Benn was famous for saying, "Each generation must fight the same battles over and over again." And now it is our generation's turn to fight what must seem like an eternal battle in American history between those who see our land as a land of refuge versus those who would close the door to desperate newcomers. The Tenement Museum has a unique and valuable role to play in that battle. Recently, the Pew Charitable Trust asked Americans what institutions they trust to provide them with credible information. History museums came in at the top of the list, far above newspapers, non-governmental organizations, and governmental agencies. The fact of the matter is, the public trusts us and wants to hear what we have to say. So let's get out there and say something. Last summer, our board adopted a new mission and vision statement, and in it, we decided to take a stand. We believe in an America that embraces and values the fundamental role of immigration, and that is the stand we're going to take. We're looking for new ways in which we can reach even more people to educate them about the many contributions of immigrants and immigration to our nation. We begin, of course, with the 280,000 visitors who come to see us on Orchard Street each year, 1 in 6 of whom are school children. But we're looking for new ways to go beyond people who take the F train to Delancey Street, because we know we have to reach beyond our physical visitors if we want to have an impact on the national debate on immigration. First, we're looking at how we can use digital media, and we've developed and implemented our first podcast, How to Be American, which so far has garnered over 50,000 listeners in 150 countries. Second, we're using traditional media, placing op-eds in outlets like the Washington Post, and yes, your eyes are not deceiving you, Fox News, enabling us to correct some of the misinformation that is pervading the national debate on immigration. And we're implementing and developing curriculum for school children, working to raise a generation of Americans that understand that America would not be America without the contributions of immigrants and immigration to our national life. We are looking to affect millions, not thousands of people, and to change the national debate on immigration once and for all. Now, as Professor Gates has said earlier tonight, now is not the time to be neutral. As one of my heroes, the Holocaust survivor and Nobel laureate Elie Wiesel put it, we must take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Wherever men and women are being persecuted because of their race, their religion, or their political views, that place must at that time become the center of the universe. I firmly believe that if Mr. Wiesel was alive today, he would tell us that immigrants must be at the center of our universe. And at the Tenement Museum, we are going to stand with immigrants. We will stand with them today. We will stand with them tomorrow. We will stand with them in the years to come. We will stand with them until this fight is over.